Fletcher. Reagan Smith had a 9.825.
One of my favorite music selections. And so much sass and attitude. It's so perfect for the choreography. Whip back to the tuck double.
Oh, Daniel, you see the clip. You know what time it is.
Oh,
Love baseball, but it is gymnastics time. It comes first.
Yes.
It is so close. And, man, we have a favorite this year. We have made our picks very open. We feel very good about this Oklahoma team. And so with that, Danae, Fletcher, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We are awesome. We're blessed to have you. Before we do, Daniel, let's go ahead and plug these sponsors before we get in their episode. I got to ask you, man, it's holiday season. If you're going to put something in a stocking, what are you putting in it?
I mean, you definitely got to go with Chinook seeds, only because, like, who doesn't like 8 flavors? I mean, you got something for everybody. Plus, they fit perfectly in a stocking.
And I can do you one better because this is an Oklahoma episode. We set up our first ever ambassador, from Oklahoma Gymnastics, first gymnast. Because you know what? As you've pointed out to everybody, seeds are not just for outside. They're a delicious snack. So Faith Torres, you can put in code FAITH ! Hook up our girl. So definitely go out there. But, Daniel, maybe people aren't seed people. Maybe they are of legal drinking age. Maybe they want to drink. Where would you go?
Old Dominic Distillery. That's the only place. 150 years of tradition. Like, when you put 150 years into something, you got a good product. Mm-hmm. Holiday parties are upon us. And if you go empty-handed, you're going to be really not the life of the party. So make sure you're a hit. Make sure you bring the right stuff. Go to Old Dominic's, pick up a couple bottles. You'll be the life of the party. And everybody will be like, man, you can come every year. So pick it up.
The last one, Daniel, unprompted, did not know you'd be wearing that hoodie. You did not know I'd be wearing this hoodie. And even better for Danae, bringing her in the mix, talking with Danielle Sievers earlier. If you remember, one KJ Johnson said our hoodies were the most comfortable she'd ever wore. Got her on the media with Jay Clark wearing hers. All the LSU girls then requested them. Well, talking with Danielle, she said they would like an Oklahoma set. So talk to Memphis City Design. We're going to get it done. But with that, Daniel, who's got the best hoodies and apparel in the game?
Yep. Memphis City's got you covered. Everything from, you get it.
T-shirts, underoos, man. That's your line.
Shoes to underoos. I was trying to go with underoos.
I don't even know if they got shoes or underwear, but it sounds good when you say it.
I know it flows really nicely, but I was trying to go with something like Christmassy and wintry, and I guess
maybe some Christmas PJs.
Maybe they got Santa on
but
it.
If they don't have all that, they can get in off the bench merch in their favorite team's colors. If it's the right one, we have the logos available. Oklahoma is something that we're going to get put on there, obviously. But Daniel, Christmas season, like we said, all 3 of these products get you taken care of. But that's right. I have a Christmas gift for you, my friend. Danae, for your viewing pleasure. Here y'all go.
I want to help him, but I just don't know how.
There we go. You got it.
I feel like your foot's not all the way on the... Yep, there we go. And now you just stand.
Yeah.
Look at that. Professional gymnast. So it wasn't pretty, clearly, Danae. Daniel likes to laugh, but I was in jeans, first of all. I had my shoes on, and I didn't need any help. Obviously Kaya and Alona are laughing at me, but I feel pretty good about myself. What do you think? Did I do okay?
That was pretty good.
Now, I originally planned on getting up there.
You don't have to lie to this fool.
I'm not
you won't. He can leave, and you and I can do this interview. But you can be real with him right now.
Sometimes getting on the beam is the hardest part.
It took him 20 minutes to get on that beam.
No,
that
the video I clipped me actually getting up there off because I didn't want to wait too long. But it takes me 28 seconds. It feels like an eternity watching it. But I didn't have anything to assist me. And I didn't know I was going to be doing that night. I would have wore something better, but nonetheless, I felt good about myself. That's actually better than if they would have videoed me jumping on the bars tonight, because I actually thought I was going to swing on these bad boys with no grips. And I came off there probably saying some bad words because I thought it tore my skin off when I swung and jumped off. And so learn my lesson that you need to have the proper attire for all these different things. But I'm putting my gymnast days behind me, as well as basketball, Daniel. Might as well tell the people about what happened today, since I'm just on this roll. But no, Danae, not the incident of what happened, Daniel, of how it happened. Long story short, I tore my pectoral muscle off my shoulder, and the VA, because I'm a veteran, told me they could get me an MRI on February 4th. Obviously, way too far from now. So my wife tells me, Danae, go in there and don't take no for an answer. So I go in there this morning, and they say, sorry, we don't take walk-ins, sir. So you know what? I couldn't even believe I did it. I just took my shirt off, and I said, my shoulder feels like it's about to fall off. Can I please see someone? They went and got the doctor, and I got an MRI scheduled for 8 a.m. tomorrow. So my wife was right. Just go in there and make a scene.
I mean, for all the young kids listening, don't do that. You just don't get like
executive action.
Your little tore pec muscle ain't more important than other issues and ailments.
I was in ortho. I wasn't in the ER, Daniel. How are their issues more important than mine?
That's pretty serious.
Clearly,
a torn pec. That's gotta
and see, the thing was, it was already bad, Danae. This is the part that Daniel thought I was going to say. I decided to take a bet on dunking a basketball. I accomplished said bet, won my money, did it, swung all over the rim, and then paid the price as I tore it further off my shoulder. And Daniel believes, I'm an idiot now, but I feel justified.
Because he wants us to feel bad for him when he acts like a fool. Like, and then
the good news is this episode isn't about me. I've taken all the time I want. I'm shifting towards our guest. Danae, we got to break the ice. We got to get in here. First, I want to talk to you. I see, on Instagram, the girls go to the games. Tell me you were at Oklahoma, Alabama.
Yes.
How much fun was it just taking them absolutely to the woodshed? They couldn't even score a touchdown. I mean, that had to be the greatest game to be at for the crowd, because everybody wants to beat Alabama, but definitely like that.
Yes. I mean, it was really amazing to watch. I mean, all the games that I've been to since I've been here, like the atmosphere, there was nothing more electric. And watching the guys just be in their natural element was just really something that was amazing to watch. And then being able to go on the field after was also pretty cool. Something that I've never done since I've been here. So it was pretty awesome.
Daniel, that's what it's at. We talk about everything school. We talk about all the sports, athletes supporting athletes, getting to go on the field after a big time game. That's what's up. Too bad they had to go to LSU the next week, but that's neither here nor there. I actually truly believe, Danae, it showed just how bad they wanted to beat them in front of that home crowd, because the team just didn't look like the same energized team the next week. And I thought, you know what? They did what they needed to do. So clearly didn't ruin their season, though, because the college football playoffs still find a way to take care of Alabama. But me and Daniel could do a whole nother episode about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk music. If you could go see anyone in concert that you haven't seen anywhere, who are you going to see? Where are you going to see them?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I have kind of like an old soul, so I would love to see any R&B artists, so like Mary J. Blige or like Carrie Hilson. That's like really cool for me. I would want to go anywhere. And I heard concerts out the country are really fun.
Let Kroger help check grocery shopping off your holiday list when you order online.
Daniel?
Our refrigerated.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to play Mary J, and they got me on
I tell you what, I know you have that halftime show. She came on there and ripped it with all the OGs. Like that halftime show was absolutely elite, especially for me and Daniel, who are older. We grew up on them, but yeah, one of the best shows I ever went to was Usher. That dude can put on a performance.
Wait, I literally just went to an Usher concert, so
there was a time and place where I think my wife might have left me for Usher. She kind of had a little Usher crush. So that dude, So what?
Yes. He was on there with roller skates
Oh man,
on
just
the stage.
U.S.
Yeah, you saw him in Vegas going through the casino floor wearing them. Only Usher gets away with that, right?
My gosh. Yes.
All right, last question, then we'll get into your story. This is a good one. We get some really fun answers. If you could be any Disney character, that doesn't mean you got to be like a princess. If you can be any character, hero, villain, old, young, whoever, who would you be?
I'm being Thanos from Avengers. Yes.
Daniel, we ain't got anywhere close to an answer like that. She says
mean,
the head villain.
That's like
snapping fingers.
I mean, yes, like he can literally.
That's Jim's favorite answer of all time, right there.
Probably because one, it's unexpected, but two, I mean, he's legit. I mean, she's clearly doing her homework.
And I love Avengers. Huge fan.
Yes, you're becoming my favorite guest as this goes on. You supported me on my beam work, and now this. We're 2 for 2 right now.
Let's go.
All right, Danae, we got to get into your story, and I'm looking at bios, and I'm seeing a Philly girl. So you're from Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you know about Philly? You an Eagles fan or what? What's up?
I have a very controversial answer to that. I'm actually a Cowboys fan.
Let's go.
Oh, gross. It's just like that, everything we built is gone.
Yes, I'm actually a Cowboys fan.
Let's
which
go.
is really
So is
weird.
he, and I don't. Y'all can have the rest of this episode.
We'll talk.
I mean, I love Jalen Hurts, but I love the Cowboys.
So how does
I
that happen?
got another question for you because he's also got a huge fandom of something else from Philly. Do you like Creed and Rocky and all that?
Yes.
Those are his
live right by the statue.
I mean, how could you not? Like, how many times you ran up them steps?
I'm gonna be honest, only twice.
Really?
Once you do it one time, then you're kind of like.
But
okay.
is it really difficult?
No.
I didn't think so, but I've
for me.
On social media put it out there, and it's like they're huffing and puffing and having a really.
Well, for me at this age and the lack of running I do, I probably huff and puff.
Then it would be hard. It's a lot of steps, and people will just do sprints up and down the steps for fun, and I'm like,
you got to set it up like people would do on social media now. I'm gonna walk up the first 98 of 100 and then have to start filming it the last 2, and I'm gonna run and act like I did it the whole way.
Yep.
That's a smart move. See, that's a veteran move. That's a move that a guy that doesn't like to run, that's his move. So,
my wife, I had to message her because of Thanos, and she red flagged her. She said a villain red flags her. I said, nah.
I love Thanos. I think he's misunderstood, low key.
I will say this. I did a deep dive on one of those things. You get in a rabbit hole. Anyway, it says while seems very insensitive, what he did would actually better the resources of the earth. So, I mean, he's doing something with practicality. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, he could have did it a better
Daniel,
way.
have you even seen Endgame?
No.
Of course you haven't. He did, however, he got sick. Was it COVID?
Yeah, my first time I had COVID, I watched.
How many Marvel movies did you watch? Because you never watched one.
Man, I watched a bunch.
I want to say 13.
I want to say it was no. I up to that point, I didn't watch any just because, I'm not in. I grew up and I was a kid and superheroes, whatever. But I didn't follow them and read comic books the way some people did.
Right.
And so it never really I like Batman, Spider-Man, all that. I get it, but I never got the backstory. I'm not the guy that you ask for the history of the Avengers because I don't know. But I needed something to pass the time, and I was like, well, now's a good time. So I just started watching them. I think I asked Jim what's the sequence that I should watch, and he gave me a whole list of them and nerded out real quick on me. And I was like, all right, just give me 10 movies.
Let me nerd it out for you on who she picked. A guy that literally getting in a fist fight, whooping Hulk and Thor at the same time, and then with his gauntlet snapped his fingers and made half of the population of Earth disappear. Including some of the Avengers.
That's wild.
That part was not cool, but
That's
It,
wild.
it was okay until Spider-Man disappeared. I wanted to cry.
Yeah, I did cry.
He literally, Daniel, he looks at Tony and goes, "I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark."
And
And
he
it's
just
like,
starts
"Oh,
fading away.
neither do I." Don't do that.
So what does that mean? They're gone forever? There's no
They
more.
were gone for 5 years until the Avengers got them back. They had to go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. See, that's a lot. That's a lot to process. Like,
You need to get up to date. You got a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm.
maybe I should go back in time
What's
to when I had
crazier-
COVID and I would continue watching the movie.
Yes.
What's crazier, Daniel, if you get really nerded out, they have a show that me and my son watch together called What If, and they take all the scenarios from the original movies and switch it around for this animated show, and it gets even wilder. So you can just
Wow. That's
somehow we got off gymnastics. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
I don't know. I was talking about Rocky in Philadelphia and running up steps, and then all of a sudden now we're talking about snapping our fingers. Do a step, do it all by yourself. But
Oh my gosh.
you know, Danae, I gotta ask, are you a West Philadelphia born and raised on the playgrounds where you spent most of your days?
Yes.
Is
Mhm.
West Philly? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
That's
What about-
back-to-back nights you did something very daddish on here.
I love it. I love it. I still watch Fresh Prince all the
Yes.
time.
I love Fresh Prince too. My mom and I grew up watching that. I mean, it's so
I
cool.
mean, there's a lot of good moral messages in Fresh Prince. I like it.
Yes.
So tell me, family life. Obviously, you got a story behind it. You got 5 siblings. So tell me a little bit about family.
Yes. I mean, I have a ton of siblings and they're all amazing. I'm the youngest, so I'm the baby of the family and I get treated very much so. So I'm very spoiled and family is very important to me. And my relationship with my mom and my sisters and my brothers are they mean the world to me. I mean, they're all coming up here next week because I'm graduating. So it's going to be
Shout
awesome
out.
to have them all here. Yeah.
Look at that. See, baby girl is
Yeah.
graduating. That's
Yeah.
big. What
Mhm.
do you get away with everything? Or did you
Yes.
get away with everything? And you were just
Yes.
the princess. Do your older siblings now, do they go, all right, that's just how it is? Or were they like really like, man, this is aggravating to me. Like she gets away with everything.
So here's the funny thing is I have my sister that is the one that is closer to me in age. Her name is Zaira, and she is like gets so annoyed all the time just because she's like, how come she gets to get this first, and how come she got away with this? And my mom's like, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, everyone loves me, so it's okay, but
I mean,
I
we
get
just
away with it.
absolutely love
That's
it. We feel it.
a typical youngest kid answer.
Yeah.
Everybody loves me. Come
That's what
on
I'm
now.
saying. Like I can't do nothing wrong.
The question I got, Daniel, with her being an elite athlete, I got to know, are the other ones athletic, and is she the most athletic? That's all I want to know.
Oh, I'm the only person that is in athletics in my family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Daniel, that's actually rare. We usually get every one of the 6 would have played in college, and me and Daniel are like, golly, like we just want to have some of that talent.
Yeah, I had
Athletes, no.
I had to overcome adversity to get my sprinkle of athleticism. Can I just have a little extra in the gene pool?
It's like them, and then their parents were professional athletes, and then their grandparents were, and it's like,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Wow. Well, that's crazy. That blows my mind because I would have never thought that. I would have been like, she's probably the youngest and she's probably the best, but she's the best because she's had to compete with older siblings her whole life. So, but looking at that, you are the only athlete in the family. You're elite gymnast at the best university that you could go to for gymnastics. So, who is your biggest influence in regards to gymnastics as you were growing up?
I would definitely say Margzetta Frazier. So when I was younger and I was in club, I live near these two sisters, MJ and Margzetta Frazier. MJ goes to University of California, Berkeley right now for gymnastics, and Margzetta is an alum now for UCLA gymnastics. And we did club together, and they were kind of in their elite career journeys ahead of me because she was older, and I always looked up to her just because I could see like that's where I want to be. And when she committed to UCLA, I was like, that's what I want to do. I need to get this full ride scholarship. That's what I want to do. I want to be at this top level. And she was always pushing herself in the gym. And she was always taking care of herself, taking care of her body outside the gym, doing whatever she can to succeed. And she's just a person that I've always looked up to just because she was always so down to earth, so humble, but yet confident. Like she had this kind of like swagger to her. And that's something that I've always looked up to.
Yeah, you gotta have every gymnast that we've talked to, for whatever reason, they have a little bit of swagger in them. Like
Yeah.
they might be like low key, but like when it's time to turn it on, you can see they got some swag to them. They
Mm-hmm.
they got it.
I think it was Arkansas last year when I was at the meet, Daniel, and there was a girl on her floor routine, and she didn't have swagger. And I thought, how did she get on this floor squat? Like she was trying to dance to the music, and the hips just weren't going. It looked like me trying to dance.
Oh my God.
She needed some oil, Tin Man.
I was like, come on. But no, I didn't. I actually know who the name was. I just didn't want to do it. I'm not gonna do that.
No, we're not gonna do that. You obviously, when we talk to gymnasts, the schooling aspect begins to be like this tricky thing that they try to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
Some try to do a traditional schooling, some do kind of a hybrid schedule of traditional and homeschooling. But for you to become the elite gymnast that you are, what did school look like for you growing up? Was it homeschool? Was it traditional school? Was it a mix of both?
So I went to regular school, public school up until 4th grade, and then I was actually homeschooled from 4th grade through to my freshman year of college. So I had to be in the gym. We had 2 practices a day from I was left the house around 6:30 a.m., got to the gym around 8 because I lived an hour and a half away, and was in the gym from then until 12, and then we have about a 2-hour break, and then we would go 2 to 6, and then I would get home around 8:30. So homeschooling was really the only option for me, especially because of the gym that I went to be at that high level. Like that's what you needed to do.
So who tells you to do you make this decision on your own? Does your mom make this decision for you? Do the coaches say, hey, we see something in you, I know you're young, but in 4th grade we need you to stop going to school?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is a little bit of everything actually. So the coaches come typically to the parents and say, hey, like I would like to put your daughter in this upper level group maybe, and so she can get more hours because we see a lot of talent and potential. And then for me, my mom came to me and she really sat me down and had this conversation with me about what I would be giving up if I didn't go to school, but also the possibility of what would I gain from not going to school, like what I could turn into if I sacrificed this one thing to be this great athlete that I wanted to be. And that's why I'm always forever grateful for my mom, because I think as a 4th grader, obviously I'm like, I want to go to school and be with my friends. But it was a really great decision to do homeschooling because I wouldn't be where I am without having that many hours in the gym.
I mean, Jim, is this what I gotta look forward to? I gotta teach my daughter
And I think
at home.
And I think honestly, when she said she was the youngest child and she was the only one doing sports, it made it easier for the parenting of a gymnast, because we have learned in every one of these episodes just how much time it takes. And so I think that probably definitely helped you out on your journey.
Yes, for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Like I was saying, my daughter just got moved up into the competition team, and she's in 1st grade. She's 7 years old. And it's like hard for me to like fathom like what the next few years are going to look like. So you've been through it, like what is some advice? Like what should I say to her? What should I do? Just leave her alone, let her do her thing? Do I need to push her a little more? Like, do we need to be like, what do I need to do? Like, tell me the secrets. What's the magic?
I actually started at 6 years old. So I started way later than what people normally start at. And I skipped a few levels. And my story on that whole thing is kind of complicated in that sense. But again, I'm going to give credit to my mom here. She pushed me as much as I needed, especially when I was younger. I always went to private lessons outside of practice just for an hour, just to push myself a little bit more and just get better just a tiny bit every day. And that really helped me as a kid, to keep my head like focused on what I needed to do. And I think when you're that young, you kind of already know what you need to do. And it's kind of weird how you get that sense when you're that young, but when you're around the other girls and you see what everyone else is doing and you have this opportunity to see other girls, older girls doing stuff, you want to be like them. So you kind of follow in everyone's footsteps. And yes, it helps with the parents to push you because sometimes after practice you don't want to do anything, but that extra push is something that I think little girls do need.
Danielle, she's only the second gymnast. I can't remember who the first one was, but every one of them has said unanimously like 1.5 or 2 when they started. Somebody else was 9. I can't remember. It was crazy. They said 9 years old, which blew our mind.
That's
but
crazy.
6 is like, it's crazy that 6 is like really, really late.
Yes.
Well, I mean, clearly you competed in junior nationals, and so the late start didn't matter. You were still good.
Yeah.
Like you were able to do that. But tell me about that experience. How do you get invited to go to junior nationals? How, like, what do you do? Like, what events are you doing? Like, how does all that play out? How does that work?
So there's levels like 1 through 10, and obviously you build up and get through 10 is the highest level before you can either go to elite gymnastics, which is more of like the Olympic level, or you can take the more of just the college route and just commit. But for nationals, we have state, regionals, and then nationals. And you kind of state, you don't need to qualify to regionals. It's like a very low score that you need to qualify to. But to get to nationals, when I was in club, it was top 7. Um, all around to get to nationals, and that was kind of a thing for me that I've always wanted to do because I've kind of always had like the underdog story, growing up in club, and was a little bit unconventional and how I got to level 10 and how I got to the gym that I was at to get better. But um, I would just say it's not easy, but it's very doable to make it to nationals at any level. So when you get to level 8, the highest you can go is regionals, and then level 9 is when you start going to nationals and getting that experience.
So tell me about the scene in Philly. Growing up doing gymnastics, what's the competition like? Are we some elite players in the field out there, or it's when you go to competitions where you see a wide array of the competition?
So I actually didn't go to the gym in Philadelphia because there were no gyms around where I was at. So I was always doing a commute to New Jersey. And then for a while I went to Parkettes, which is in Allentown, Pennsylvania, where a lot of national champions and college gymnasts have come out of. But then I went to MG Elite, which was Lori Hernandez's gym, the 2016 Olympian.
I heard she's pretty good.
Yeah, I would think so, but that's just me. But yeah, so I kind of went to New Jersey, and it was really far from my house. It was an hour and a half away. So that and the commute was hard itself. But going to competitions is really when you see gymnasts from other countries. They come down to certain meets. Like we would travel to Florida for meets, and kind of getting that experience and seeing what the other gymnasts are like around the country. It really helps you with that experience, and it really helps you knowing like what you have to do to get better.
Jim, when she said she went outside of Philly for gymnastics, I thought for a brief moment she was gonna be like, I moved in with my auntie and uncle in Bel Air, and I went to gymnastics there. No, obviously you talk about traveling, and getting the competition. You get to the point where, all right, you have to decide college. You choose to go to college, but why Oklahoma? Were there any other schools in the mix, or was it strictly Oklahoma? And if it is Oklahoma, trust me, I understand why. But for you, why was it Oklahoma?
For me, it was Oklahoma because of the family aspect. I tell this to anyone who asks me. It truly is a family aspect when you're there. I mean, the coaching staff is the only coaching staff who's been together for that long, for over a decade. And that is the unique experience of Oklahoma. they are bonded together. They do everything together. Their kids, like they're always together. And it just really shows that they really care about their athletes. And that was what stood out to me, was the care, the attention to detail, the I care about your grades in school. I care about how you are developing as a woman, how are you developing as an adult, like how are you even balancing your money? Like I care about all that stuff. And that's something that I really saw that the coaching staff paid attention to. And that's something that my mom stressed heavy on, was not just focusing on me as an athlete, but as a person. And that's why I chose Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give them a shout out for, what's this, the 9th Oklahoma episode we've done, Daniel, because gymnastics is the ultimate sport of camaraderie where, athletes actually root for other ones to do well, don't just care about themselves. But Oklahoma has taken it up another notch. Like you said, it's not just when you're competing, it's everything outside, having these relationships and seeing y'all on Instagram. I'm seeing that y'all do everything together.
Yes.
Like you said, it's not even friends, it's family. And I think that's the culture that they've built. And I think, like you said, that's why you go there. It's not just to win championships, but it's everything. I mean, Daniel sat here and said to Jordan Bowers, I give you $25 million, but you have to lose your 2 national championships. And she explained that it wasn't about the hardware. It was about the relationships made with the team and going through that blood, sweat, and tears. And I think, Oklahoma is just doing that at a higher level than anywhere else. But when you get there freshman in the year, you get there early, to go ahead and get acclimated. How much did that help you out?
I mean, it helped me a lot, I think. Getting there early and redshirting that first season, it kind of helped me get ready for what was to come. And I think that prepared me, and it helped me get through even the preseason, because I knew this is what's coming. This is what could happen. This is the joy of season. So, yes.
So Daniel, we talk about, we've had like 35 gymnasts on now. Not too many, even with how many national champions, how many elite level. I can't remember too many that I could say first team All-American on the floor freshman year. For you, Danae, you did that. You obviously
had some freshman of the weeks and some stuff like that, but not like a
Kaya Johnson was the freshman of the year, but she definitely wasn't. She wasn't first team. Which, by the way, that's how we got into this game. Let me tell you, Daniel was a fan of gymnastics before we started this show. He got me onto it, but I reached out to Kaya Johnson, who was the first one we had on. We ended up having her on 5 times in total, was there when they won the national championship this year. And she was everything. That's why actually I'm on the open market now to root for Oklahoma, because now that she's gone, that was where my allegiance lied. But hey, with Kaya gone, not tied to anything, but you also had career highs on vault and floor against Michigan. And, on March 4th, you upgraded midseason to a Yurchenko 1.5. And, we've talked to gymnasts that have had, those kind of changes. They said they were already preparing it prior to the season. Was that the case for you?
No, actually, I started training it about halfway through the season, going into the pit and everything. And then I every vault workout, I would do my Yurchenko fulls on the regular side, and then I would go over and do my upgrades. And then I had went over and they were really good. So I was like, okay, like I can probably do this. And I had a talk with Lou, and he was like, well, we'll put you anchor just so you don't have any pressure. And if the warm-ups go good, if everything goes good, then we'll let you do it. And when I did, it was honestly amazing. I didn't know I was going to stick it, obviously, and do whatever. That's why I was so shocked. But it was the process of it was very slow but fast at the same time.
What is that feeling like to you finally are going to do it, not in a pit, and you're like, all right, it's go time. Like, are you not scared? Because if you're scared, that's how you get hurt. But is there like apprehension to do it? Like, I think of it in terms of like when my pool, like when it's cold outside and I jump in my cold pool, it's like that initial jump in the pool. It's like, I just got to just do it. I just got to go for it. Is that the feeling you get, or you've done it so many times at the pit, you're just super confident. You're like, I got this. This is not going to be a problem.
It depends on the skill, honestly. For vault though, I think that it's a little bit of nerves because obviously you're seeing something completely different and you're going to be landing hard and going into the pit and going on soft side. The landings are different, but the first one that you do is never the same as what you do in the pit, just because you're getting the nerves out, and then after you're just like, okay, 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 and then the next one's normally good and you're fine after that, and then you just continue to build that confidence.
See, Jim, you just got to get back on the beam.
Yeah.
Oh no,
The
I'm
more
gonna
you
do
do
it again.
it.
If I get the opportunity, I'm gonna do it again. But we just talked about Kaya being gone. I don't know if I have my access to play on the beam anymore, but we'll see. So safe to say, you come in and I know you have some sort of expectations for yourself, but I have to assume that you exceeded, because I know no one walks in overly confident thinking, I'm going to be a first team All-American as a freshman. I'm going to, change my vault moves and go up, so I assume you exceeded your expectations you probably had for yourself.
Yes, I did. And thinking about like all of the little tiny recognitions that I've gotten, I think what I also love about Oklahoma also is that we don't pay attention to stuff like that. We think of bettering ourselves for our team, and everything that I do that makes me better will make the team better. And that's kind of what I go into, and that was our mentality coming into freshman year was we're going to better ourselves, we're going to get prepared so we can be there for the team, and we can be there and do everything we can to help the team reach our goals.
Absolutely. And, winning a national championship, that's what you go there to Oklahoma for. But I got to know, you can know you're going there and you can prepare all you want, but it's got to be different when you actually hoist that trophy. Just how exciting was it? Confetti drops, host the trophy. You talk about the team aspect. You're doing it for so you all accomplish what you're doing. It's for each other and you get it done. What was that like?
It was unreal. I mean, the first time 2022 having to battle for it, that was unlike any other. And then in 2023, kind of just being ahead was, I wouldn't say easier, but it still lit a fire under us. And doing it together. And even then, right before national finals, like we were thinking about, we were literally just on the fan bike, sprinting it out like a few months ago, trying to prepare for this moment right here. So it's unreal to get it done and to know that all of your hard work for months on end really pays off, because we don't really have an off season. There's no off season in gymnastics. So you're always going, and you're always going just for this one end goal. So to finally achieve that end goal together is an amazing experience.
And I think another thing, looking at that first one, right, Daniel, we in sports and all the sports we cover, you may get a favorable matchup, right? Or, a team, whatever, you may have an advantage, but in gymnastics, you're not going to go one-on-one. There's going to be 4 teams and nobody gets there, winning luckily, right? And in other sports, you can get lucky, you can win a game. In gymnastics, that's not going to happen. So when you get there, you're talking about that competition level. I mean, you're talking about 4 elite teams. And, I was there firsthand to watch how, it goes down in Fort Worth, and like, there's no margin for error. So to win, like you said, it's a team thing. Everybody's got to be on locked in. And I think that's the beauty of watching y'all support each other. But the second championship, I got to ask, does it feel the same, better? How does it feel winning that championship? I know for some, it may not feel as good as the first, but some it may feel better.
Mm-hmm. I think having the experience in general to win 2 national championships back to back was just something that not many people can say. So that in itself was kind of just like, whoa. But I think winning it the second time was better for us because I think it was just more rewarding. We had a really great season leading up, and we still didn't do what we wanted to do and achieve what we wanted to do, even though we had a spectacular regular season. But I think every win just gets better, and the more we do it, the more, not that we get more confident, but we just get very grateful that we're able to be in that position.
Absolutely. So, last season, we talked about it a little bit before the show started. I get to some Oklahoma meets. I don't get to see you. So for those who don't know, talk about the injury. What was it? When did it occur?
So I tore my ACL. So I competed in the first meet in Las Vegas, and then the second meet against Utah in podium training. I landed a floor pass and I tore my ACL, and I had surgery, and I was out for that whole season. It's a 9-month recovery, and dealing with injuries is always very hard, and being on the sidelines is never something that an athlete wants to do, especially one that has been competing before for 2 years prior. But again, like it's all for my team, and whatever I can do to be there for them is, no matter what the injury is, I know they're there for me through it. So I can
Yeah,
get
I
through
mean,
anything with them.
I keep talking about the differences in gymnastics, and I'm doing it for our audience because I really want them to know, because as somebody who, competed in numerous sports and watched so many sports growing up, and I've only been in the gymnastics scene for 4 years, things are so much different. And me and Daniel talk about this, the injuries, like, because y'all put in so much work. I don't know, injuries, stink no matter what the sport, but to see y'all put in so much work, and it could just, that one bad landing or however it goes, and it all go away. And I mean, I keep referencing Kaya, but when she went down in Kentucky and I was watching that, and it was just like, what, I know how much she worked because I knew her personally. And so same thing for you. And, you're going for that third championship. And like you said, you're acclimated with your team and you got all these relationships, and now it's all got to change. You got to become their biggest cheerleader on the sideline. For you, what was, we talked to Kaya, we've talked to Alona about it. They both had to do it. How hard was it to be on the sideline and not be able to compete?
It was one of the hardest things that I've done in my career, just because of the type of injury that I've had. I've never had a season-ending injury like an ACL, and I've never even had any lower body injuries before. So it was something that was completely new for me. But I think what was harder was when I was trying to be their biggest cheerleader, I had to keep in the back of my mind that I did tear my ACL and that I couldn't like jump up and down because after every meet, I always get a talking to by our trainer. Danae, you cannot jump up and down. You cannot do that yet. So I think it was more of me wanting to support them so much because I know that my time will come again to compete. So at the beginning I was stressed about that, but switching into that biggest cheerleader role, I was just more concerned about what I can do for them and just try not to hurt myself again in the process.
So Daniel, think about this. Okay. She's an All-American. We talked about Oklahoma through the whole season last year. We felt like they were unbeatable. And think about that. They were missing one of their most elite people. When you talk about next person up, when we talk about Oklahoma gymnastics, for somebody who maybe doesn't know anything about their roster, who's on it, they would never know that an All-American was hurt, right? Because Oklahoma, man, just didn't skip a beat because, I mean, that's what Oklahoma does.
Yeah. Depth of the roster is key, especially in a sport like gymnastics, not to get, crazy, but like injuries do happen. Like it's a lot of injuries will happen. Let's just put it that way. And you got to prepare for the unexpected and something like that, because you never know. It could be anybody.
Well, and speaking of, you never know. So Danae, we talked about it like all season. It didn't feel like y'all could be beat as a juggernaut. As me rooting for LSU, I told Daniel, I was like, I don't think they could beat him. And he's like, I don't know if they can too. He says and he said what would come to happen. You need them to have one off night. And I was there in Fort Worth and saw it. And so from you watching from the side, all year, literally y'all are just getting better with every week, which almost seemed crazy because how could you get any better than you were? And to see Vault go that way, just how bad did it hurt for you to watch? Because those are all your sisters out there, your best friends. Like, what was that like?
Yeah. I mean, it was heartbreaking for me to watch just because I was still in the gym every single day, watching them put in hours and hours and hours of doing those same vaults over and over and over again, and the amount of countless reps. And it's never something that you can prepare for. But all I know is that it was heartbreaking. And I know for sure that they're working their butts off in the gym right now, and it's never going to happen again.
Yeah. And I mean, so everyone's coming back extra hungry, and you'll have the most elite upperclassmen, obviously yourself, Jordan Bowers, Faith Torres, Danielle Sievers, Audrey Davis, all have came on here, all just like you said, hardest working, most elite. So, I mean, I put out a clip earlier that, had Jordan Bowers talking about, she was referencing sophomore year when, I forgot who y'all got beat by. I feel like it was Utah or Florida. And she was talking about how that fueled the fire. And I just thought about that clip and I thought, man, I can only imagine, because I know that's got to be sitting on the back of their mind, ready to redeem themselves and show, that's not Oklahoma gymnastics. So just talk to me. I know y'all got to be excited, like chomping at the bit. You said that it's year round, right? Just how excited are y'all for the first meet to actually get here?
Oh my gosh, we are so excited. It cannot come soon enough. And Friday, we kind of have like this little mini meet in the LNC. And I think it will be great for everyone to kind of really wrap their heads around that season's almost here. And we are so excited. We've put in so much work this year, preseason, and the girls have done amazing. The freshmen have been amazing. And I think it's just so awesome to watch everyone's work. And it's finally all coming together, and everyone just looks really good.
Yeah, we had Addison on here, and when we talk about, when we were just talking about depth, right? It's like, you kind of don't see where she can get in when you look at the upperclassmen, but it's like Oklahoma will find a way, and everybody's going to get an opportunity to help in the best they can. But I'm excited. I was hoping Daniel would be able to make it with me. Maybe he could still find a way. But Oklahoma City, the Sprouts Collegiate Quad, all the best of the best. Just how excited are you right out the gate to, I know it's a typical Oklahoma thing on the schedule to do in general, but, coming into this year, I feel like gymnastics is just getting better and better. It's at its best. And when you look at teams like Cal, Utah, Florida, LSU, like, how excited are you not only to get out there and compete, but to see all the best of the best that early and, see where you stack up?
Well, I think it will be absolutely an amazing experience to be in the Paycom. I mean, considering we've never done that before, and then considering it's against the reigning national champions and Utah and Berkeley and Florida. I mean, it's all of the top schools that most people wait to compete against later in the season. And the fact that we're doing it right out the gate, the second meet, I think it says a lot about our team.
Y'all ain't waiting for nothing. They said, bring it.
Let me ask you this.
Why wait?
Do you miss it? Are you going to miss Vegas? Because y'all been doing Vegas out the gate.
Yes. I mean, I love Vegas. I think it's so fun. And we always find something to do outside of like practicing and obviously competing. And I think it's pretty amazing.
Man,
but I'm going to miss
Vegas
it, though.
to Oklahoma City, man.
I think it's funny you went from Mean Girls to Sprouts. Hey, the entertainment's not gonna be as good as Sprouts, but the food's probably better than Mean Girls.
Hey, it's a quick ride over from where they're at. I know that.
There you go. All right. Well, we got to get into our game. You good to play a game? It's very simple. All right, I'll give you the rules. It's called This or That. I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you a question. You got to pick one option or the other. Can't say both. Can't say neither. You just got to go with your head, go with your heart, go with your gut. Just pick one. It's very, very simple. I got to make it. We have a lot of baseball players on here, so I got to keep it simple. You know what I mean? So, Jim, This or That. Who is it brought to you by?
I'm gonna go back to Memphis City Design tonight. We're both wearing the hoodies. I have them working on it. That Oklahoma hoodie is going to be out. It should be red, white, and gray for your full colors, and then obviously the Oklahoma State logo. Not Oklahoma State, but you get what I'm saying. The state of Oklahoma logo. So look for those. And if you're just a fan overall of gymnastics or the show, you can get any colorway you want. They're all available. So check it out. We'll put out the link with the episode.
Hey. Shoes to underoos. They got you covered. They even got hoodies.
People will be disappointed when they go look on there and they don't see them.
They can come see me. I'll apologize. All right, Danae, here we go. Out the gate. First question. Coffee or energy drink?
Energy drink.
What's your energy drink of choice? Are you like a Monster, Red Bull, like a traditionalist, or you go a little crazy?
I mean, I'll do like an Alani. Or I'll go to Dutch Bros and get a Rebel. Sometimes I do a Monster if I'm feeling real fancy, but only a quarter of a Monster because...
I got a question for you. Have you had that vanilla bean Red Bull?
No, I've never had a Red Bull before.
Oh, okay. Well, it just came out, and it's a holiday one, and my wife claims it's the best one they've ever had. And so if you feel like getting frisky and going for something new, go check that one out. It's like a nice powder blue color.
I mean, it's like you might as well go get a coffee at that point, right?
Daniel, I had my third one in 3 weeks, man. I'm growing up.
I mean,
What's crazy is I had a monster and a coffee today.
you
Daniel.
had a mocha latte. Relax. Hold on now.
Oh, bro. Come on, man.
It's crazy.
It's steps. But the crazy part was I had it 3 hours after I had a monster. So
Is your
my
heart
I'm
Dang.
still hyped up.
Is your heart okay?
You are hyped. The hype.
Oh my gosh.
My energy level has been a little high tonight.
Oh
Let's
my
go. All right. It's holiday season. Ham or turkey?
Turkey.
Turkey? Did you have a nice turkey on Thanksgiving?
I did.
Nice.
Very good.
I told Jim I wasn't a turkey fan,
Mhm.
but this Thanksgiving I smoked a turkey and it was phenomenal.
Daniel, I got a note for you on the sides thing, because we talked about sides. So UCLA, our guest Shay Campbell, they were interviewing them and asking what their favorite side. And not only did she say my mac and cheese, but 3 other UCLA gymnasts said Shay's mac and cheese. I need to get my hands on Shay's mac and cheese if that's what we're saying here.
So let me ask you a question. Danae, is mac and cheese a side dish or is it
Yes.
a main dish?
No, it's a side dish.
All right. That's like, I think if you're a child, like 10 and under, mac
Then
and
it's a
cheese
main
is a
dish.
main dish.
Whoa. My son's 12 and it can still be a main dish. You're going to have to up it.
He needs to grow up. All right. It's time to throw some protein on that plate. All right.
Oh my god.
All right. Next question. Luxury car or sports car? You like that G-Wagon or you like that Corvette? What are you going for?
I gotta go for the sports car.
Oh, okay. All
That's
right. I
true.
see. You fancy.
Mhm.
You fancy. All right. Beam or bars?
Bars.
Vault or floor?
Floor.
Bars or floor?
Floor.
Wow. Floor all the way.
Yes.
That is, hey, it takes
You don't
special people
hesitate
to
on
be
any of
floor.
those.
Nope. She's ready. I feel like she knew that those questions were coming. She was just like, bam, bam,
I mean,
bam.
floor all the way. I love floor.
All right. Now we're gonna get into some scary stuff. All right. What's scarier, snakes or spiders?
Spiders.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Can't
heard
see 'em.
the craziest stat, and it's real, Daniel, that on average, a human in their sleep eats 6 spiders.
Please stop.
A year, a day, a lifetime?
In a year.
No,
I'm
that's
telling you. And it was on the Christian music station. They ain't lying.
man. They are lying. I'm fact checking them right now. That's not true.
I'm just telling you. Sleep with your eyes open.
You know what? Jesus would not be happy with that station.
For real.
Man, that's crazy. They out here lying to folks. I can't believe it. All right, rom-com or scary movie?
Rom-com.
All right, what's your favorite movie? Doesn't necessarily have to be a rom-com. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, I mean, I'm gonna go with a series. I love either the Avengers, all the Avengers movies, or John Wick.
Ooh, John Wick.
She is a straight baddie, dude. Okay. she's coming for real.
Yeah.
Look, have you ever seen John Wick, Daniel?
I mean, the full movie, no, but like I know the premise of John
Bro,
Wick.
I just want you to realize that these folks, it never had to happen. They killed the man's dog. They killed the wrong man's dog, and they all died for it.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, over a dog.
It could have all been avoided.
Yes.
I mean, like, I don't. I take that back. I don't mean it like that over a dog, but like over a dog, like
It was the backstory of
his dead wife had gave him that dog, man.
yes.
Well, how did she die?
Cancer.
I don't remember, but that's irrelevant. That was his last thing from his wife.
I mean, they could have not liked each other. Like that adds context to that adds context to my decision on whether it's worth killing people over a dog.
You love your dogs. I know you ain't kill nobody, but you'll fight.
I mean, my dog's laying right here, and I do love her. And
wait, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a golden retriever. If I can pick her up, this will be an exclusive. Never before.
Oh my gosh.
Never been on
Yes.
camera.
We haven't seen a pet since Emma Grown brought on her cat Domino.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Hey, you gotta
Look at her.
Hey, but
She's
that's
so
twice in one
cutesy.
season, Daniel. We got a cat and a dog made airtime.
look at that. Like we're doing big things. We're like
Wow.
this should be our picture. Like on
Yes.
like when you go to click the episode, this should be
Yes,
it,
it should
right?
be
This
that.
week has
She
been
has
very
to be in it.
cultured. We started talking about Asia on Monday, and now here we are bringing pets. Like we're really getting out there.
Yeah.
We're getting
love
it,
it.
man. We're getting it. All right, back to the game. Luxury pool or the beach?
Luxury pool.
Yeah, you wanted to go out to Vegas, so I could understand that answer. Concert or sporting event?
Oh my gosh.
I threw this in there. This isn't on there, but I want to know. You talked about R&B and being like an old soul, so like, what do we got? Now this is like a mecca. This is like a bucket list concert. All right, who are you seeing? Bucket list concert.
We already did this.
We did. But I'm changing my answer. Can I change my answer? Rihanna.
Rihanna?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. If you could see someone who wasn't entertaining, I'm curious because if you're an old soul, is there like an old school artist that if they were still performing or even possibly alive that you would go see?
Is the Temptations still performing? Do they still perform?
Man, I don't know.
Because that would be like that, or the Switch. It's like this really old 70s. I love them.
The Switch?
Yeah.
But the Temptations were, originals, those true OGs. So I could see that.
Yeah.
Hey, I had Mary J queued up. I was gonna have Redemption, but you chose to change your answer on me. So
you didn't have Temptations ready. They weren't on the queue.
They weren't on the queue. That's the only reason why I decided to ask this question, because I was like, there's a chance she goes concert and I'll be ready to hit Mary J. And so, but that's
Gotta
okay.
keep you on your toes.
I know. I feel you. All right. Last question, and this is a big one. All right. $5 million or a third national championship. $5 million. Life-changing money.
He's dropping a duffel bag full of cash at the door.
I mean, just
Oh my God.
briefcases of bins.
Third national championship.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
because it's the memories and the experiences that come with the national championship. I can always earn $5 million
Let me tell
through
you
my
something.
career.
You're right, but nobody is ever like gonna make it that easy for you to get $5 million.
I mean, no, but nothing in life comes easy.
Look, Danae, I would buy more. I would buy more memories and still have some bands left over.
So do you by chance watch Survivor?
No, but I've seen a lot of clips.
Okay, well, when we were doing Jordan Bauer's episode, we had Quintavious Burdett, who was on our show as an athlete for Ole Miss, but it was on Survivor. A game where he was trying to win $1 million, and Daniel had asked Jordan that question, and she said the money, and he had my mic and headphones at the time, and he lost his mind and started yelling at her basically about how could you pass on $5 million as life-changing money. It was so funny.
Yeah, he was not happy about that. But like he was also in a restaurant and he was yelling, and so like he wasn't yelling to be angry. He was frustrated that she answered it that way.
If he would have,
it was loud.
If you would have heard the next question you're going to ask Danae and she answered it wrong, he might have yelled for real and meant it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right, let's hypothetically say you win this third national championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if I offered you $100 million? Would you give them up?
All of them, not just one. You got to give them
all of them. The rings, the little patch that you get that says national championships.
So it's kind of like we were talking Thanos. We're gonna snap fingers. You're gonna go back. You never won any of them, but you're gonna be $100 million richer.
I mean, can I do it again though? Like, can I go, since I'm going back anyway? Can I do it again? Because I would do it all again.
I mean, you would have to earn it again.
Yeah.
There's no like, if I go back, like it just replays
Yeah.
what happened.
I'll
No.
take the money.
What
and go
if
back
what
and
if
do it
you
all over
took
again.
100 million and then you went back and y'all lost to Florida in that freshman year? And you'd be like, I took $100 million and now I don't have a championship.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I
all
would
about the
say?
championships.
I would say this. I still got 100 mil.
Oh my god.
I don't even care.
Daniel, before you end this
You
thing,
and
I'm
Barry
curious.
both
She has brought an attitude that I love. I need you to give her the hypothetical that you give the older folks.
All right. I will say this before I get to this hypothetical, Danae. Like I get it. Like I personally couldn't take the money over championships.
That's
but
not true. Look, pull your ring down.
It's bad.
Watch this. How far you gotta go to get it? He's got a national championship.
Hey. Yeah,
How much can I buy that for right now?
$100K.
See, don't lie to her and act like you get it. You give up your national championship for $100K.
Right now, as a dad of 2, yes, I would give it up. But as a 18 to 22-year-old me, I could see where it would be difficult.
Yeah.
So there's that. I still think it would be a tough decision at 18 to 22, but it's not a tough decision for me right now. So, all right, but hypothetically, all right, let's say you come across this book. Let's say, I don't know, you're packing some stuff and you reach under your bed and you're like, holy smokes, there's this book. You knock the dust off of it. You start reading this thing and you realize it is the story of your life. All right. You read and everything's identical. Like, as you were a kid growing up, and now you get to present day, you're doing a podcast here. And then you realize like, oh, if I continue to read this book, I will find out how my life ends. Do you continue to read the book?
No.
No? It's just that easy. You could just set it down. Now, Jim is the type of person where like he would have to like burn this book or like bury it or like give somebody the book and they would have to go hide it and throw away the coordinates of where this thing's located because I don't think he could keep from reading it. Could you keep it in the house and just be like,
I would just
really?
put it back then. Yeah.
Just slide it into the bookshelf, no big deal. All the professors at Oklahoma, all these books y'all giving Danae, she ain't reading them. They're just sitting there.
Wait, I'm a constitutional studies major, so I have to read. It's what I do.
What do you do with constitutional studies? Like
law school.
Okay, that's what I figured. I didn't want to jump to any conclusions, but like, what is the hardest class that you have?
Well, I think actually right now they're all pretty much reading based and research paper based, but I think the hardest class that I've taken is probably learning Latin.
Oh.
I had to take 4 semesters of Latin.
Got to know that jurisprudence. Got to know it. I mean, God, that's crazy.
When you
taking your LSATs?
So I'm actually starting my master's in criminal justice in January. So after I do that, then I'll probably start law school, or I will try and find a job within like law enforcement or like the FBI, because that's always been a dream of mine too.
Sounds like attorney general type stuff.
Just now I kind of am getting the whole Marvel thing. She really is the baddie. Like this is getting crazy and crazy. I'm not messing with Danae. Let's be clear.
Let me ask you a second part of this hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
What if there was only 2 pages left in this book? Like you get to present day, we're doing the podcast, and you go, "Oh man, there's only 2 pages left in this book." Do you read it then?
No.
No, you just live life to the fullest.
Yes.
And whatever happens, happens.
Yes.
Man, I wish I could. I don't. I think I'd have to read it.
I don't know, but I'm just excited thinking about one of our guests becoming an FBI agent.
That's what's up right there.
That's a first.
Hey, this whole episode was full of firsts, Danae. You've set the bar.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Pun intended.
That was a pretty good dad joke.
Hey, I have
That was
them.
pretty good. Wait.
I have them every now and
like,
then.
no.
That,
All right.
that I'm just glad, dude. That name drop one you did last night was bad, so bad. I was embarrassed to be your best friend.
It's good though.
I mean,
That's
he was
a
so
good one.
confused on what you were trying to say, and then I finally picked up on it. I was like, "Oh, Daniel, come on, man."
That's a good one. That's a good one. I got them every now and then. All right, Danae, anything you want to plug or promote before you get up out of here?
Just go OU, Boomer Sooner.
Look, Jim, I want everybody to see this. I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because this is the ultimate flex. Let me show you. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. That is just flexing to its fullest capabilities right
All I
there.
know is now that we've done this episode, we can say that they've all been on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. I'll help you out. If y'all want to check out Danae, at Danae Fletcher on Instagram, she's got her Threads name up there. She's got it all. So check her out. What's Jewel?
This is the picture. You see this at the football game with the rings?
Oh,
Man,
I mean,
I got arthritis looking at it.
I mean,
They're pretty heavy.
I mean, she needed an escort to get up out of there, probably with all that bling. Speaking of Jewel R, you had Jewel R all over your hands. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But we appreciate your time tonight. Obviously,
Yes.
you know, the season's right around the corner. We hope for a happy, healthy, successful season, and I hope it's magical for you guys. I know that the comeback from last year, you guys got a little chip sitting there on your shoulder. You got something to prove. You're coming out the gates hot with the Sprouts Invitational, so we're looking forward to that. But we wish you nothing but the best, and if there's anything we can do, let us know.
Thank you guys for having me. I loved it. So much fun.
The Oklahoma girls are going to be my Valentine's Day too because they're going to be in Baton Rouge.
Stop. No, they're not. They're
Yes,
gonna
they
be
are.
like,
Friday, February 14th.
Hey.
I done told my wife we ain't doing nothing.
You're going to take her to gymnastics.
I am. She is. She coming with me. Bet.
That'll be fun. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
The difference is Sarah will be rooting for LSU and I will low-key not be. I'll probably sit in the LSU family section like I do, and I'll have an Oklahoma t-shirt underneath my LSU hoodie.
I mean, it's okay to root for both too.
Oh, I do. But
teams.
I'm going to root for one to win, and it's going to be the one that's underneath because like I said, Kaya's gone, and now we only got 3 guests on LSU. We got like 8 on Oklahoma. I'm just saying. Got to go with the numbers.
They're going to listen to this, and you're going to be outlawed from the PMAC.
For real.
Alona better have them family tickets for me. That's all I'm saying.
Keep running your mouth. You're going to go to Will Call and be like, oh, yeah, I got some family tickets.
She's going to remember that I set up the first NIL deal, and she's going to be okay.
All right. She'll probably be all right.
That's my flex. I don't have rings, but I've set up NIL deals, and I'm proud.
Hey, I'm proud of you too, man. You're doing a good job. That's a lot of work, a lot of good things. So with that, let's get out of here. I want to thank Danae Fletcher for joining us. If you like hearing Danae's story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook, retweet us on X, listen and subscribe wherever you stream your podcast. Head over to YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, hit notifications. That way you're the first to know when this episode drops. You could also be not the first, but the second person. I learned this, that Jim is always the first person to listen to the episodes. You could be the second. So there you go. But that's a big deal. Leave us some comments, feedback, thumbs up, hearts, hugs, love. We'll take it all. We will see everybody next week. Jim, what's on the docket next week?
We're going to Starkville for softball. We're going to Texas A&M for baseball, and then we are going to be back with Oklahoma. We had to do some shuffling around, but Kelsey Slade, we're gonna so keep on rolling. We got baseball, softball, and gymnastics. Hit them all, bro.
Got it, man. It's gonna be a full slate next week. A lot of diversity, a lot of different.
We got some Grizzlies.
I have one request. You guys have to call Kelsey Slay when she gets on. Then she'll know.
I like that. I like that.
She's always fine.
Well, I'm disappointed. You know, as you give us info, I asked Danielle if there was any that I could get you with, and she didn't have any.
Oh, she probably had some. She probably just didn't want to give it
She's
up.
too nice. Too nice.
Yeah.
She's a true friend.
Yeah.
Keeping
We
it
just went
close.
ribbon shopping
No,
today.
she might. I'll be honest. Look, I've said this to you, Daniel. And she was the first guest we had on Athletes Faith, the other show we were doing, and man, she might be the most elite character that's ever came on the show. And we're approaching 500 guests, so that's saying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
She's
How
awesome.
about that? That's big words from a big man. Get it?
What's that mean exactly?
I mean, you tore your pec lifting 315. Like that's
you talking about me
man.
putting on that 20 pounds right here. I see what you're doing.
See, that's
show.
You see how he's painting me to be a bad guy. I'm not Thanos. I don't snap my fingers and people just gain weight. I don't.
Thanos
I don't
is
do
kind of
that.
good too. Like he's not only bad. I think.
Yeah.
He has a good heart.
Yeah. See that?
Sometimes.
Does he?
That's not true.
Yes.
He killed his daughter.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah,
he
but
loves her, though.
I mean, at least he didn't kill somebody's dog.
Daniel, you got homework
Yeah.
to do, bro. You got to know what we're talking about. You got to get caught up.
Yeah, for real.
Bro, like you think I got control of
If you
any
meet
TV in
if
my
you
house?
meet me in Fort Worth for the national championship to come watch Danae, and you haven't watched it yet, she's never going to talk to you again. Disappointment.
I don't believe that.
Sign me off. It's past your bedtime.
I'll bring my
Oh
dog,
man.
and she'll talk.
Oh wait, yeah. If you read the doc.
All right, let's get out of here. This has been the Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.